Once upon a time, in a quiet rail yard at the edge of a small town, there stood a long train filled with all kinds of wonderful things. Inside its cars were shiny toys, soft dolls, stuffed animals, picture books, candy, fruits, and bottles of fresh milk. All of these treasures were meant for children who lived on the other side of a tall, tall mountain. The children were waiting eagerly. They were excited to see the toys, to taste the fruits, to drink the milk, and to enjoy the books. But just before the journey could continue, something happened. The big, strong engine that was supposed to pull the train gave a sudden hiss, let out a cloud of steam, and stopped moving. No matter how hard it tried, the engine simply could not go any farther. The toys and dolls inside the train looked at one another with worry. If the train did not move, the children on the other side of the mountain would be disappointed. They would go to bed hungry, and they would not have their toys to play with or their books to read. Something had to be done. The toy clown, who was always cheerful and brave, decided to ask for help. He climbed down from the train and went along the tracks in search of another engine. Soon he saw a big, shiny engine resting in the yard. The clown politely explained that the train was full of food and toys for children, and he begged the shiny engine to help. But the shiny engine lifted its nose proudly and said it only pulled important trains. It did not have time for little toy trains. With a puff of smoke, it turned away. The clown walked further and met a strong freight engine. Surely this engine could help because it was large and powerful. The clown asked again, but the freight engine groaned that it was too tired. It had just carried a very heavy load of coal, and it could not pull another train. With a rumble, it also refused. Now, the clown was discouraged. The toys inside the train were becoming sad. Some of them even began to cry. But the clown kept walking, determined to try one more time. At last, he saw a small blue engine. This engine was not big or shiny. It was not strong like the freight engine. In fact, it looked rather tiny compared to the others. But the little engine had kind eyes and a gentle smile. The clown explained the problem once more. He told the little engine about the children waiting, about the toys, the dolls, the candy, and the milk. The little engine listened carefully. For a moment it was quiet. Then the little engine said softly, "I have never been over the mountain before. I am small, and I may not be strong enough. But the children must not be disappointed. I will try." The toys clapped with joy. At last someone was willing to help. The little blue engine was quickly hitched to the front of the train. With a deep breath, it began to pull. Slowly, the wheels turned. Chug, chug, puff, puff. The train started to move forward. The climb was steep. The mountain rose higher and higher. Each turn in the track made the journey harder. The little engine puffed and pushed, but it did not give up. To encourage itself, it began to whisper, "I think I can. I think I can." Over and over again, the little engine repeated these words. The toys listened, the dolls leaned out of the windows, They could hear the determination in the engine's voice. The clown waved his arms, cheering it on. Higher and higher the train climbed, while the little engine kept saying, "I think I can. I think I can." The mountain seemed endless. The little engine grew tired, but it kept believing. Its voice became louder and stronger. "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." And with each word, it pulled a little harder. At last, after much effort, the little engine reached the very top of the mountain. For a moment, it paused proudly at the peak, looking down at the valley below. Then it began to roll down the other side. The climb was over. The hardest part was behind them. Now the train was rushing smoothly toward the children's village. When the train finally arrived, the children shouted with joy. They ran to see the toys, the dolls, the stuffed animals, the books, the fruits, and the milk. Their faces glowed with happiness. The toys were proud, but the little blue engine was the happiest of all. As it rolled quietly away, it whispered to itself, "I knew I could. I knew I could. I knew I could." Children, this story teaches us something very important. Sometimes we may feel small. Sometimes a problem looks too big, like a tall mountain standing in our way. But if we try with all our hearts, if we believe in ourselves and keep moving forward, we can succeed. The moral of the story is this: asterisk, with courage, determination, and belief in yourself, you can climb any mountain in life. Asterisk, and so, whenever you face a challenge, remember the little blue engine. Say to yourself, "I think I can. I think I can." One day you will proudly look back and say, "I knew I could."